All right, so I'm going to make a quick video on some basic technical analysis that you could use with any stock, but this is kind of showing for these pump and dumps, these small caps, the ones that the promoters love to promote and then dump on their other members or people that are following them. All right, so here's a daily chart over here. This blue line is the 9 EMA or exponential moving average line. It's just a guide. It's not foolproof. It's a short-term momentum line that you can use on different chart time frames. So this is a daily chart. So I'm going to show you a few stocks and what to be aware of. So the first one right here is LTNC, just a huge pump and dump that pumped up recently up to almost, to 9 cents, and now it's down to, I don't know, a penny or whatever it is, less, right? So what happens is, what you want to be aware of is watch for these things. This is like a flag or a bull flag right here. You want to look for small candlesticks near support. Again, I like this 9 EMA for a short-term momentum line. But you want to get in on these pullbacks lower down here, and you'll see what happens is, this is probably where the promoters either here or they're getting in back over here. So they're getting in over here, they're pumping it up, suckering a whole bunch of the newbies here. Then, as the newbies, sell and get defeated, they start buying back up again, pumping it up, and you'll see right down over here these small candlesticks again, major pump all the way up, and this is where all the newbies get trapped. The big name people and promoters are not buying out here, they're not buying out here, they're buying down over in here near these support levels, these small little candlesticks. All the new people are what buy out here. And then when it drops again, they'll watch for like previous support levels, they'll buy again, pump it back up, knowing it's not going to go to the moon and up to $1 or so. They just watch these previous resistance levels, right? So the farther away price is away from that 9 EMA, it's very risky. It's naturally going to want to pull back. Again, the stock could go to the moon for all I know, but I'm not buying it way out here. This is buying high and trying to sell higher. That's super risky. You want to buy low, nearer to support levels, right? These small little candlesticks near support. And then you look at previous support levels. At this point, LTNC looks like garbage. So price right now is just falling below that 9 EMA. If you're bullish on it, you want to see that 9 EMA curl up, push up, and then it's got to go and break these other resistance levels. Again, just because somebody tells you a stock's going to the moon, you still want to buy low and sell high. How many new traders bought way out here and are completely burned? LTNC is just one of just numerous penny stock pump and dumps. It's just over and over and over again. Another one that's been going on, it's not a penny stock, but a big name that's been out there being pumped is Wish, W-I-S-H. So again, with this one, it's probably was promoted a lot right down over here as prices kind of moving back up. The big name promoters are either getting in down over here or they've gotten in at the base back over here and pumping it up, right? So the new people are, again, they're coming in, getting trapped way out here. Big name people are not putting their money way out here. They're buying nearer to support, these small little candlesticks at support levels or down over here, and then they're trading it and then they're dumping and selling out here. So when their members, again, this peak right here is going back to this previous peak. So this is a resistance level. This is buying high. So the promoters promote it up, and then they dump over here when their followers, buy in, and their followers, bought up here, dumps back down, and they say, hey, no worries, guys, it's going to go back up again. It may, it may fall back down here. The promoters will buy back in again, and maybe they'll pump it back up here again. Right? But these levels, all these levels in the past, right here, right over in here, these are all resistance levels. So you want to buy nearer to support. I like when momentum's kind of going up. I like bull flags. Again, that's my style I like. Another popular way is dip buying near these consolidation levels, but just buying when somebody's telling you to buy when price is way away from that 9 EMA, it's going to drop back down. It may go up a day or two like this. It may pump up for a few days and then boom, it dumps right back down. This because again, down here, promoters are getting in down here, they're pumping it up. Getting in down over here, pumping it up, all the new traders buy out here, and then what's it do? It just dumps back down, right? So this happens just over and over and over again. Here's a few more just to show you. BBIG was another recent one. You know what I mean? It like right down here, promoters are getting in, right here, probably setting up. Then they just jack it up, pump it up, sucker all the newbie traders in here, and they're selling out here. As it drops back down again, they might look to re-enter in again for a short pop up. They dump here, their newbie followers all the way down here. These big candlesticks way out here. It's going to drop back down. See, pumped up, dump back down. Pumped up, back down, pumped up, right back down, right? So, if you're looking to trade in general, those small little candlesticks off that 9 EMA, this nice bull flag pattern, these are areas you want to look to get in on. And then when it goes up, if it can't break previous highs, look to sell, right? You can always get back in. Let's go to some other notorious ones lately. AMC is another big one. I mean, guys over here, who knows who got in over in these areas right over here. But as you can see, as it's starting to curl up over in here, pumping this thing up, new traders, what are they doing? They're putting their life savings out here because they're listening to people. All this, you know what I mean? The big money is not chasing out here. They might day trade it, day trade within that same day as they're pumping it, or come in right here for a short-term swing trade. But all the new people they're just listening to all the promoters, and they're just buying it as it falls, right? So ideally, you'd like to see these smaller candlesticks off that 9 EMA. And the further away it gets from the 9 EMA, the riskier it is. Again, doesn't mean you can't buy high and then sell higher. Sure you can. It's just the risk is a lot higher. The risk is a lot less on these smaller candlesticks down over here than it is out here. So that's AMC. Let's look at GME, GameStop. Same thing, basically the same exact thing as AMC. Not sure why it's not pulling up yet. All right, GME, same thing right here. Consolidation down here. Pumpers probably getting in right over here. Pump it up. Newbies put their entire life savings over here. Dumps back down. Promoters buy back in, probably down at these support levels down here. Probably back in over here. And then newbies get suckered in back here again because this high doesn't go and break these previous highs. Dumps back down. Just a complete mess again. And then you'll see it kind of gets above this 9 EMA again. Pump it back up again. This high does not break this high, and obviously doesn't go up here. So what happens? Suckers, newbies, suckers, newbies, suckers, newbies, dumps back down. Price is now below that 9 EMA, right? This is what happens over and over and over again. One of the latest ones right now is XELA over here. Another one kind of getting pumped up the past few days or week. Promoters probably getting in down over here. Right over in here probably as well as it's retesting. And then what happens? New traders get suckered in over here on the pump. Why this high doesn't go and break this high or this one above here. So you're buying, new traders are buying high out here. Promoters are in down over here or over in here. They pump it up. They dump it when all their followers come in. Right back down. Right? So this is what happens over and over and over again. This is for pump and dump companies. But again, you could use it for a big name company. Let's just go to, let's say, Apple for reference right here. See these smaller ones? It's not a pump, right? But it's like, you know what I mean? These small little candlesticks near support down here. Ride it up. You see this nice momentum, right? Ride it up. And then be careful buying way out here because it's super overextended. Like way out here. It wants to come back down. And then you can just kind of draw your trend lines like this, right? It's got a, that's resistance level. Go back over here to this previous peak. Don't be surprised if price way out here wants to come right back down and retest it. And you can see it's no coincidence that 9 EMA is right down over here, right near it. So it may want to come back down, retest it. Doesn't mean it's going to tank, but this is a much more reliable stock, with Apple, right? So again, this look for these momentum, watch for that 9 EMA to go up, and when price is riding above it, that's bullish. But the farther away it gets from that 9 EMA, the farther away it naturally wants to gravitate back. It's just a lot more volatile with these small cap stocks. So hopefully this helps you just as a good guide. So whenever you're listening to somebody promoting any stock, see how far, again, this is just a little bit of a guide. It's not perfect by any means. How far is price away from that blue line, that 9 EMA? If it's way above, that's overextended. You could buy to try selling higher, and sometimes that works out, but it's more riskier, whereas it's less risky when you're buying nearer to these support levels. So going back to a stock, let's say like LTNC or something, at this point, I mean, it's below that 9 EMA. It's right at the base, but you can see, watch down here. I don't even know. It's down to zero. Zero. If you're bullish on it, you'd like to see this thing hold and, this 9 EMA curl up. But you got to watch the candlesticks, right? Hope and a prayer and hype doesn't mean anything. Doesn't matter how good the company is. That people are still going to look to buy low and sell high. This thing could go to the moon, but it could also go down to zero at any moment. Like it's right there, right? So that's why learning support, resistance patterns, and technicals is key. And that's what we'll teach you in our community. We have a few or a bunch of courses that'll help you, free courses to help you get started. You can go to our website at bullishbears.com.